Why do people even cheat? For what reason? Cheating is arguably one of the most disgusting things that you can do to your significant other. But why do people do it? Can't understand the logic in finding someone else while you already have someone. There's numerous reasons as to why people do it. Sometimes it's the thrill of having a secret partner, and sometimes it's due to a stale relationship. Some people fall out of love. Others only stay because of kids. And some just don't have the morals. There's no one definitive answer here. Dopamine novelty bias. I always tell my partner that if they're going to cheat, don't just text me before you do it and tell me it's over. Will take you like 10 seconds and I won't hate you and you won't be a cheater to yourself. Friends and family. They want to eat their cake and have it too. Basically, they want to be with that other person without giving up on their relationship. Some people are attracted to things they can't have. Some people are just selfish. They want to feel good and don't care about others. So if there's an opportunity to cheat without getting caught, they will use it. I never get cheated on. My secret chronically single. Cold sweat smile. I clicked on this thinking it was about video games. Everything people typically mention are excuses. And at the core of them all is that they're extremely selfish and self-centered people who make a choice to put their desires before others. That's why it's so disgusting. And why it hurts so much. It's not about where they put their penis. Or who gets to put their penis in them. It's about the lack of care put into that type of action. It's something so non-human, but completely human to do at the same time. The worst part is, the less care about who they're hurting, the more some people enjoy it. Never let your spouse get in the way of finding true love. I was dating a guy a couple years ago and the subject of cheating came up. I made the comment that it was the worst thing you could do to a partner. He just shrugged and said, "Nah. You could get them to trust you and then steal all the money out of their bank accounts." So apparently there are pathological levels of disgusting in the world that just haven't occurred to us yet. Numerous reasons. Unhappy with something in the relationship or themselves, and instead of talking and working on solutions. Even if there is not a solution, people go behind people's back and cheat. Cheaters are weak and can never be trusted. They are disrespectful and very shallow. Communication is a tenet of any relationship. I'm 46, never cheated, never will. The pain it causes someone else is stupendous. This has to be the most asked question in all of Reddit. It's insane. I'm a recovering sex addict. I married the most beautiful woman I laid eyes on. Still wasn't enough. I had this uncontrollable urge to be with other women. It was an uncontrollable urge to be with every female I was slightly attracted to. I never took my partner's feelings into account or consideration. I just needed to have sex and only considered it just sex. This was 20 years ago, and with therapy and the realization I was wrong and sexually abused as a preteen, I've come to learn other people have feelings too. Sometimes you might not be satisfied by what you've got, but still not be content with letting it go. Other times, you are stupid enough to not see an emotional bond starting to build with someone, which afterwards is hard to break. And due to a lack of self-control, you indulge in it. Those are just some deductions though. Based on experience, I personally would never cheat. And haven't had any desire as of yet. Cheaters are weak people, unless marriage is involved. In this case, the divorce might be off the table. The partner might be unhinged and blah blah blah. But if you're just dating, no excuse. Honestly, I don't know, but it makes me sick to my stomach. Why even be with someone if you're going to be a puss? Same reason most people do things that run contrary to their values and obligations. The short term spike of gratification and/or validation is very appealing, and they are able to rationalize the decision in the moment. Honest answer here: because I did it, I felt lonely. But I loved my boyfriend and knew he was a good guy. I didn't want to hurt him or leave him. I needed to feel loved in a way I was too immature to communicate to him. It was wrong. No doubt about it. I'll regret it the rest of my life. I know what I lost. I ended up leaving him so he could find better. 'Cause they're just shitty people. I've always said that if someone cheats on their partner, it's because they are filling some gap in the relationship that they have made in their mind. Sex is bad? Sex somewhere else. Partner doesn't care about your emotions? Lean on someone else. Partner isn't exciting? Find a thrill somewhere else. From the stories I've heard, a lot of the time this gap that the cheater is filling doesn't exist in the first place. I never had any issues with our sex life, but this other guy was just so hot I wanted him, so I made a mistake. I'm not in any way condoning cheating, but I've never found a cheater that wasn't making up for some sort of gap. Getting something you're not getting at home. Often sex. And/or the thrill of sex with a different person. Not everything is logical. Cowardice. They don't have a big enough spine to leave, so they cheat instead. Mostly it's people who are not good people do this, and usually have a huge lack of empathy for other people. Well, my ex-husband likes young girls, and he uses his National Guard title because gold diggers think they are millionaires. But my ex likes young girls. I think it should be illegal and treated as rape. If you ask my wife, because its sex feels good. Low self-esteem, horniness, and a lack of self-control. Rationales abound, but ultimately it's selfishness at the root of all of them. I'm doing what I want and I don't care how it impacts you. Really, the answer is because people are fallible and make mistakes. They handle things wrong. Attraction, love, lust are pretty much the most powerful emotions out there, and the vast majority of people on Earth are poor at handling their emotions. As a person who was a serial cheater, I was being selfish. I thought you meant like academically at first. But yeah, in relationships? I have like 3 acceptable scenarios. Pre-arranged marriages, abusive partners, and if the other cheated first. Other than that, you're a boss. Read Esther Perel book The State of Affairs Rethinking Infidelity. I would say each case is a different case. There is no unique answer to your question. Emotional abuse, immaturity, lack of communication or commitment. Restlessness of life is why we do a lot of things. Some of us can't sit in silence for long before finding a new distraction. We create new anxiety to avoid the boredom. I am polyamorous, and the only way a person can cheat on me is to lie that they've not had sex when actually they have. My partners can literally fuck who they want, when they want. And I've still been cheated on. Sometimes they're just too chicken to fess up. And that's how they become exes. Orgasms feel good. There is no reason to cheat. They don't have self-control, respect, or any morality. No respect. I actually think this is a stupid question because the answer is so obvious. People have urges. Cowardice, horniness, sometimes both. Some people are just trash. Cheating one of forms in which that comes out. I cheated because I hadn't felt love from my wife in 3 years. Having a woman embrace me and kiss me was such a healing moment for me. And helped me find my self-worth again. The better question is, why don't people cheat? Some people are just that unbelievably horny. Then they try to justify their bullshit so as to not face their own issues. Selfishness is the only answer.